Hello there. Thank you so much for joining us. This is News Channel Nebraska. My name's Eric McKay. Let's take a look at our top headlines today. The National Weather Service confirmed Tuesday that a tornado touched down in southwest Lancaster County. The EF1 tornado carved out a path of destruction over 2 miles long with max wind speeds of 107 miles per hour. NWS officials tell us the tornado touched down along Southwest 27th Street and damaged homes, barns, knocked down trees in its path. In addition, a horse boarding facility sustained significant damage, with 6 small stable barns totaled and half an outbuilding destroyed. The tornado also snapped several large tree trunks in its path before lifting near South 1st Street. A large fish kill affecting all species in the lake has occurred at Big Indian Recreation Area south of Wymore, out in Gage County. Reports prompted Nebraska Game and Parks to visit the lake on Monday, where they observed numerous dead fish of all species. Game and Parks says testing confirmed that extremely low levels of oxygen in the lake caused the kill. State officials say extreme heat and sunshine likely contributed to a large algal bloom that died back once the hot weather gave way to clouds and cooler temperatures. When the algal die-off is excessive, that can cause fish kills. A Game and Parks fisheries staff will continue to evaluate the situation in the coming weeks to determine future management steps for the fishery. The 77-acre lake is managed by the Lower Big Blue Natural Resources District. Hurricane Beryl, meanwhile, continues to devastate the Caribbean. Forecasters say the U.S. likely to escape a direct hit at its current strength, but Beryl is affecting American travelers and it could raise gas prices. Amy Kiley has more on what's happening and what might be coming.
We're asking all Jamaicans here, tell your Jamaicans back home to prepare, take all the necessary precautions.
For the most part, it's not the U.S. enduring the impact of Hurricane Beryl.
Low flooding, medium slides in Grenada. For Carriacou, everything's leveled. No roof is standing.
But Americans are experiencing some effects.
Couldn't sleep last night because I don't know if I would be able to get out today. But it worked out fine.
A number of U.S. travelers are finding themselves in the hurricane's path. Cruise companies are rerouting some ships to avoid the dangerous weather. Other tourists are hunkering down or getting out.
So you're there on vacation?
For a couple of days.
So when you saw the headlines, what went through your mind?
Get out of there.
Meanwhile, experts predict Beryl could increase the cost of U.S. gas by 5 to 10 cents a gallon over the next week. That's because it might disrupt Gulf Coast oil refineries. Forecasters say Beryl could strike there in the coming days. It would likely be weaker by then, but officials are warning Texans they might eventually be in the storm's path. For now, it's other countries coping with that reality.
It is easier to be prepared when you're standing on your 2 feet than when you are in the midst of a hurricane. I'm
Amy Kiley reporting.
Closer to home, a Norfolk man is accused of repeatedly sexually assaulting a teenage girl. An arrest warrant for 21-year-old Angelo Carrion was filed last week. He's currently lodged in the Madison County Jail and charged with a count of first-degree sexual assault. Law enforcement say they'd been investigating Carrion since April, when authorities were made aware of a possible sexual assault involving a girl under the age of 16. A court record show police think Carrion assaulted the girl between 30 to 40 times. He was arrested Sunday and arraigned Tuesday. He's being held on $100,000 bond ahead of his next court hearing next week. A malfunctioning stoplight at an intersection in northeast Nebraska has residents worried for their safety and demanding answers. Andrew Pfeiffer has more.
Madison and Stanton County citizens have a serious problem. An intersection connecting Highway 35 and East Benjamin Avenue is not operational.
It's an issue that has become larger than most people realize.
Now, there's no question this intersection could be potentially dangerous. Cars are passing me on Highway 35 going 60 plus miles an hour, and on East Benjamin, those cars have to yield for the highway. So they have the red blinking light right here, and they have to wait for those 60 to 70 mile an hour cars to go by to get their chance just to cross that intersection. One of the larger concerns was the understanding of the rules of the intersection for drivers. The highway always has the right-of-way, while drivers coming from East Benjamin must yield.
Remember to always look both ways before you pull out into that intersection. And people that have the right-of-way, on the highway itself, we would ask that they slow down and maybe even come to a stop if they doubt it all, because people are just confused who's got the right-of-way.
A concerned Stanton County and Woodland Park resident told News Channel Nebraska that she witnessed a dangerous incident at the intersection yesterday. She said a T-bone situation was about to occur at very high rates of speed. Every day I see my little baby's life flash before my eyes, just praying no one hits me as I cross the intersection. News Channel Nebraska spoke to officials with the Nebraska Department of Transportation District 3. They explained that since the issue is developed, crews tried replacing a cabinet piece for the lights. Supposedly the wrong part had been ordered, and they've been trying to correct the issue ever since.
It is a safety issue for our residents in Woodland Park. We're just concerned about it as much as our residents are. However, it is nothing in our control. It is a DOT problem, and the intersection is in Madison County.
While there has been no comment from Madison County officials as of yet, residents will still have to put up with the intersection until a new part is installed. Reporting for Stanton and Madison Counties, Andrew Pfeiffer, News Channel Nebraska.
More than 4,000 pounds of liquid egg products have been recalled due to misbranding and undeclared allergens. According to the USDA's Food Safety and Inspection Service, Michael Foods says the problem was caught during a routine carton inventory evaluation. The liquid egg products contained milk, but it wasn't declared on the label. It was sold in Nebraska and 8 other states. This is what the container looks like. It's a white and red 32-ounce carton with the name Fair Meadow Foundation's whole eggs with citric acid. The recalled products have a use-by date of September 16, 2024, and the lot code 4162G. Now, there are no reports as of yet of anyone getting sick from the liquid egg, but if you have any, return it to the place of purchase or throw it away. Nebraska casinos say they have their eyes on continued growth as sports betting brings in millions of dollars in revenue. In the first year since sports betting became legal in Nebraska, state officials say casinos in the state have brought in over $2.6 million. Since the first bets were placed at Warhorse Casino in Lincoln last June, in-person sports betting has expanded to sites in Grand Island, Columbus, and Omaha. Those who gamble say the sports books have tapped into a market of Nebraska bettors who previously had to cross state lines in order to place bets legally.
It takes 10 minutes for me to get here. I live in the Haymarket, so it's nice.
People like to talk about it, and then they go place wagers, and that buzz just creates more buzz.
Percent of casino and sportsbook profits are taxed by the State Gaming and Racing Commission. That money then goes into multiple coffers, including the Property Tax State Relief Fund. Now, mobile sports betting on apps like DraftKings and FanDuel, not yet legal in Nebraska, but those in the industry say they believe that will be the major next step in expansion. Well, when it comes to the 4th of July's effect on your wallet, it's a case of good news, bad news. Bad news first. According to the American Farm Bureau's 4th of July Market Basket Survey, the cost to have a cookout up 5% from last year. That price 30% higher than just 5 years ago. The survey says to host a group of 10 people this year will cost a little over $71 for the celebration. Last year, the number was under $70 for the same amount. Analysts found that meat prices will put the biggest dent in your grocery budget. Consumers will also notice the prices for bread, milk, and other side items will be higher compared to last year. But the good news is, while the cost of your barbecue will be higher, the cost of actually getting to the store to buy your groceries won't be. According to AAA and Gas Buddy, the statewide average for a gallon of regular gas, $3.28 on Wednesday. That price expected to go down potentially by another cent by Thursday. That would make the price at the pump the cheapest it's been on Independence Day in 3 years. Last year, July 4th gas prices were a few cents higher, $3.31. 2 years ago, gas prices were at their most expensive, $4.79. And just in time for Independence Day, a new memorial in north central Nebraska paying tribute to veterans. Casey Wannenberg takes us to Valentine to unveil the new Cherry County Veterans Memorial.
After around 8 years of planning and fundraising, a new Veterans Memorial now stands outside of the Cherry County Courthouse in Valentine. The memorial honors Cherry County veterans along with those from nearby areas who served from the end of World War II to the conclusion of the Vietnam War. Veterans who died in service are distinguished with a star next to their name. All veterans from these periods, whether they were deployed to foreign soil or not, are recognized on the memorial walls. Memorial Committee members say they want to remember all of those who served because all of them did make sacrifices. In Valentine, Casey Wannenberg, News Channel, Nebraska.
And that trio of peregrine falcons that hatched at the state capitol this past April have been named after an online vote. Their names, Cirrus, Stratus, and Cumulus. Those were submitted by Sean Meyer of Beatrice. They received the most public online votes in the Name the Chick contest. Meyer doesn't just get bragging rights, he also gets a year subscription to Nebraska Land magazine for picking the winning names. The parents of the chicks are Jet and Atlas. It's the first time in 8 years baby peregrines have been spotted in the Capitol nest. You can stay up to date with the very latest by following us online. Head to newschannelnebraska.com. Click on the News tab there. You can also follow us on X, like us on Facebook and Instagram as well. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.